Real life is lonely, and it can often feel like you're the last of your kind. But the truth is, you're not the only one. You are not alone. Hopefully, any Doctor Who fans got the reference, but seriously, do you ever feel alone? Like you're the last of your kind? The only weird one? Like somehow you're the only one that's not normal? Newsflash, no one is normal. At least I don't know a single person in my life who I would consider to be normal. Besides, what is normal except a term someone created to try and group people? Even if normal was a thing, whoever wanted to fit so much into the crowd that you get lost in it anyway? Being weird is fun and cool. We all want to be unique. We all want to be special, to be noticed, to be important in some way. Sure, being weird and othered, separated from society, or left out sucks, but being some generic form of normal sucks too. Wait, but doesn't that sound like some kind of paradox to you? We all want to fit in and be unique and special at the same time. Because it sounds like a paradox to me. Or it did. Until I figured out the bottom line is we hate to feel alone. But alone can come in so many forms. Whether it's alone in your struggles, alone because nobody sees you, or alone because you're too different. Even though we strive so hard to be unique and special enough to be noticed, but not so much that people push us away, we always come back to somehow feeling alone. Whether alone, unnoticed, while surrounded by people, or alone in a dark, empty room, cast out, wishing for some company. But, hear me out, you're not really alone. And even if you feel like you are, don't let that fear of the possibility stop you from sharing. Because you're probably just as weird as the rest of us. In reality, you're not alone in your struggles or alone in your weirdness. You're not even alone in that dark, empty room because God is always there. God is always with each and every one of us, and we are all a part of this paradoxical human experience together. Sure, we aren't all struggling in the exact same ways, but I bet you someone out there feels like you do and needs someone to talk to just as much as you do. People often hide their struggles or their weird. Pretend like everything is normal and everything is fine. Smile for the camera. Hide your flaws. Just like social media is not real life, sometimes real life isn't even real life. Often people will hide their real life even in person. I personally have always strived to be in no secrets open book, sometimes resulting in talking way too much. But as time has gone by and I have grown up, I've realized that's just another way I'm weird. Most people are hiding something. Sin, struggles, family issues, keep it taboo, don't talk about the hard stuff. Fake the smile for the picture and say, yeah, I'm fine, when more often than not, you're actually freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Italian job, anyone? People show their pretty things and their happy face to deflect from their issues. Teens especially often do this the most obviously. Mask up for the public, either weirding up to mask their insecurities about not fitting some arbitrary form of normal, or practice picture perfect poses so that everyone stays happy and they fit into the cool crowd. So many teens feel alone in the crowd, unnoticed, unappreciated, or alone in their weird. They feel like they're alone in feeling like some kind of alien. Alone in not knowing who they are or who they want to be. Alone in feeling like they don't belong in their own body. When the reality is, we all felt that way. Your body is changing, hormones ranging, nothing is staying the same. Physically, socially, emotionally. The world is in constant flux. Friendships changing, your mind and body growing and developing. You literally don't recognize yourself because yourself in the mirror isn't the same one that it was last year. Your body isn't the same as it was last year. It feels like your body is betraying you. Your mind can't figure itself out. For crying out loud, I felt like an alien in my own head until my late 20s. And even now, sometimes I get lost in my own brain. So to any of you teens who may be watching or listening, trust me, you're not alone. And if you're really struggling, find someone to talk to. Friends, elders, someone who can support you and remind you that just because your body doesn't feel like home right now doesn't mean it will always be that way. Even without raging hormones, adults can struggle feeling alone too. I was recently talking to a friend who mentioned that they were struggling with their prayer life. I commented that it was completely relatable and that I struggled with the same issues. And she told me how much she appreciated me saying that because she had been feeling really alone. As believers, we really have to stop this hide your flaws mentality. We need to remind people that no one is perfect. We need to show people that they aren't alone in their struggles. It's the sick who need a doctor, isn't it? So it should not be shameful to struggle, small or big. I am personally blessed with such open Christian connections that I realize even devout believers can struggle in areas both big and small. As far as prayer specifically, I know from conversations that prayer life can be a huge struggle for so many. And so many can also feel like they would be or could be condemned for not having this talk with God like a talk with anybody else thing figured out. So many things of faith take time and practice. You can only read a recipe so many times before you have to start dicing and cutting and giving it a try. See what works and see what doesn't work for you. And try again. I know for me, prayer can be such a struggle. I'm still in the phase of trying to figure out what the recipe is even saying. And just getting used to the knife in my hand. Taking analogies to the nth degree is kind of a thing that I do. Prayer can still be so awkward for me. 30 years growing up in a Christian home and an amazing church family, and it took me 25 years to work out a devotional system that works for me. And I'm often still shot right back to the drawing board. I'm just hoping prayer doesn't take another 25 years. I know so many others solid people of faith and understanding who struggle as well. Remember, everyone struggles. Everyone feels alien. Everyone feels alone. but you are not really alone. You are not alone in how you feel, emotionally, physically, politically. There are people out there who need to hear what you have to share, to show them that they are not alone either. What areas do you feel alone? Is there someone that you can reach out to? Or is there someone that you can show they aren't alone? If you like what you heard, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check out the website. The link should be available in wherever you found me. Remember, you are not alone. And this has been Real Life with Shasta Jazz.